in the order. So worlds 1 through 7 will appear randomly. So I don't know, man. I feel like I want to start with a little trolliness. Like I think I want to start without I feel like starting with world 7. Let's just start with trolliness, you know? Or at least some world where you can't really take advantage of having a lot of hammers and clouds because you just don't have much inventory when you start a game, man. World 7, World 3, World 8, levels that have a lot of pipes on them become mazes because now you have to try paths and figure out which way will get you out of that world. And again, having those vital items may help, it may not.
And looks like we're starting in World 6 this time.
Hey, I'm good with World 6 here. I can handle World 6, especially when they are locked by that boulder and have to play it vanilla style. Good with me. So, for you all, we don't have I don't know if we have our world counters on our layout here, but we're going to see if we can give it the best of your ability, actually. Let me double check on that. But of course, as you can see, they will have to be traversing this level basically vanilla kind of for now anyway. There we go. We got our world trackers ready. So of course the goal is to get to the level, figure out which of our randomized Koopa kids they're going to have to encounter, and move on to our next world. So for those who are joining the stream, we have our upper two players, fcoughlin, the creator of the Mario 3 Randomizer, and Jetabb. They are racing each other in their own group. And we have Jabem and Justinman racing each other at the bottom of your screens here. So 2 separate races, but they're all playing the exact same seed. Of course, you don't know what the other person's doing. So it's going to be good stuff here.
Yep, and I'm ready for this, so...
Oh yeah! As a matter of fact, if you look in our L-shaped screens here, you see Fred, Jabem, and Justinman all going through one of those unusually levels you may not have seen before because it's one of the 8 lost levels that are part of the Mario 3 code. Those levels are typically beta designs of levels that didn't make it into the final product, but they were still in the code and they have been added to the level pool in which the levels are chosen. Of course, what can also be chosen is that dreaded World 7 Fort 2. Already taking a casualty down there is Jabem, getting a little crispified in the hot tomato sauce here.
He wants some barbecue Marios or whatever.
Dude. Yeah, we don't want to barbecue too many Marios because with them having these forts early, they're not going to be able to get like a lot of cards. You know, getting 3 stars, of course, from the cards gives you 5 lives, but gotta be a little careful here because until we can actually get past that first fort, any game over is going to, well, not be the best because we already know what that first pipe takes us. And we're going to have to replay levels. We don't want to do that.
No, we just want to beat the fort. Then, if you're low on lives, maybe a game over so you don't have to repeat levels.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny because me and Sharky just talked about a race earlier. And I was like, yo, I want to start with a challenging level first. Like, I want 7 Fort 2. And lo and behold, it is the first fort that they will have to encounter in this particular seed, which can be a little trivial when they have to deal with it small. You see Fred trying to get past this dry bones, roller disc, and thwomp combination here.
Yep. See, you speak about a seed, what you want early, you get it the next seed. So
you know, literally, I did not like pre-code it. I just literally just generated one. This is what happened to pop up. So, the roller just getting your tab there. Again, very helpful to have maybe a damage boost strat on that one, but when you're little, you can't do it. So Jabem obviously showing you a little strats here, using the Lakitu to bounce over that wall, saving a few frames. Of course, that's going to skip a power up, but maybe he doesn't want it.
Maybe Small Mario is the best Mario in this case.
You never know. Justinman was trying to go for some card luck here, playing the sliding puzzle there, but unfortunately, no bueno.
And it's spiny Jabem side. Ouch.
Yep. Tough way. You gotta love that level. That is our World 4-4. Vanilla 4-4 there. And oh, goodness, more spiny action here. And Jabem needs to be careful here because Jabem is on last life here. And oh my goodness, spiny as well for Fred. And death by spiny teeth for Jetabb. Man, what is going on?
I guess these Spinies wants the world to seed tonight.
Dude, watch out for sharp objects. It's 3 of our players getting destroyed as Justinman picking up the 5 up. Again, that 3rd star card there. What is going on, man? So again, Jabem gotta be very careful because game over in here, he'll have to replay levels. There's no shortcut around. One thing he'll be able to get out of is the fortress. So, oh my goodness, and the sun burning up Justin. Everybody having some life issues. Already burned one of those lives. And of course, as you can see, the sun in this vanilla level here is just even randomized. Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, that Koopa just turned around and said, chomp.
Like, bro, where you think you going? So again, for those just joining the stream, figuring out what's going on, if you look at the world numbers, you see I have our 2 world numbers in red and our 2 world numbers in blue there. And apparently Fred having some issues here. I don't know what happened to Fred there. He what just happened to him?
I don't know. I looked away from his.
He went to an interesting screen here. I don't know what just happened with his screen. Yeah, he just died. I'm not sure if his console locked up there or what, but something that should not happen has happened. So it looks like he's going to have to unfortunately start over. It looks like, ooh, I don't know what happened there, man. Fred needs to report a bug report to the developer there. So not sure if it was a bug or something bad happened, but ooh.
Just hope it doesn't happen again. That would be terrible.
Where we'll just generate a brand new seed here. Oh man, double fire. Well, part of randomization is vanilla. You know, whenever you're doing a randomizer, things are randomized. It doesn't mean that things cannot randomize to the vanilla. And of course, what happens is, for those who want a little more technical details here, FYI, in the game, in the randomizer, all the enemies fall into their own banks of enemies. So for instance, in the forts levels, you have like your fortress or your fort type enemies like dry bones, the walking candle flame, hotfoot, your swamps and your booze. You have that enemy pack. So whenever you encounter a level like that, all those enemies are shuffled within their own banks. So you have your overworld enemies. So that includes like your Koopas, your Goombas, your Piranhas, all those kind of things. So they all get shuffled on each other. So that's how that one works there. So for instance, you won't necessarily go into a fort stage and all of a sudden see a thwomp or maybe in an airship and see a thwomp just flying out of a cannon. That would be quite interesting, I must say.
I would love to see that.
Dude.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
And on Jabem's side, we have a beta level and the auto scorer of it.
Ugh.
Of one of 2 that could show up.
Yep.
That'll be this is 5.9, I believe.
Yep, and this is literally like this is probably the longest, if not one of the longest auto scrollers in the level. It scrolls downwards, diagonally, up, diagonally down. It's on ice. Top of it, you got munchers and the static jellyfish, and
you get everything.
Yeah, you got a nice little fruit cocktail of enemies here right there. And so obviously if you see this level typically and you have an opportunity to take another path, you will probably take an immediate death, or maybe considering a cloud depending on how many you have. Again, clouds, be careful where you use them because you may use them early and may need them elsewhere.
You may only get like 1 or 2 in a seed, or you could get 5, 6 of them and you'd be perfect with them all.
And I'll tell you. So I tell you, very interesting that we have again a very I mean, we got our trolley seed, man. We got World 6's map, which is one of the longest maps in the game. Having tons of stages, and with having limited clouds and hammers, and having to take the quote vanilla path through, it's going to make for a very lengthy level, kind of synonymous with the vanilla category, honestly.
Yep. And second try 7-1 clip by Jetabb. So, and now we got the. I like to call it the coin fortress because, wow, there's a ton of coins.
Yeah, people as a kid, man, used to just fly through a level and just get all kinds of, just keep hitting the P switch over and over again, just get tons of lives because it was cool, right? So, unfortunately, having to deal with that death there, I'm gonna have to go back here. Fred, unfortunately, takes the game over. It's gonna have to go back to the beginning of World 6 here. Again, our first world. JJ Hava, you can check out that paceman. In fact, if you look at that link that Speed Gaming dumped out and check out that paceman link, that gives you a very, very quick overview on it, what exactly has been randomized in the Mario 3 randomizer, which that guy in the red position made, who's having a little issues right now. Hey, just because you're a developer doesn't mean you're going to have a free pass to this race here.
I bet everybody wants to see Fred maybe lose a match, or does everybody want him to win maybe one?
You would think, hey, does the developer have inside information? Hey, when you just missed your jumps, unfortunately, hey, you're at the same mercy of everybody else, unfortunately. Again, really a struggle to get out of here. Jabem having the lead across all four of our players overall, getting through the first airship. Again, airships, their orders are randomized, so we don't know what airship we'll see on which world, as well as we don't know which Koopa Kid we're going to fight. And of course, Koopa Kids have randomized HP, anywhere between 1 and 5 hits. They could stun lock you, thick style, and of course, they have randomized jumping physics.
And we got, I believe, was it Iggy first?
We got a lot of hits here. And oops, there goes our Tanuki, but not a problem here. And more sharp teeth action up there on the upper screen there. So Jabem is going to have the lead right now. Going to for my bottom races, for those who are joining in midstream here. Again, 2 simultaneous races happening at the same time. Our upper players, fcoughlin and Jetabb, are racing each other. Our bottom players, Jabem and justinman, are racing each other. Again, both in separate groups in the challenge bracket that you can check out by typing the exclamation SMB3 command. And you can see what's up. And man, talk about making it challenging. Going to World 7 next. Getting all the lengthy levels up front. Ooh. So again, we immediately we go from a very long World 6 to another pipe maze level, trying to figure out how do we get to the right side of that World 7 map. And boy, these are some rough seas happening tonight across all the races that have happened, man.
Yep, I agree on that.
So we have justinman joining Jabem in World 2 now. Again, they're going to probably have to end up tracing each other's footsteps now, because we already know that first pipe takes us straight to the mushroom house. Again, it could be a free item. So all of our players are racing it. They always race the same seed, because otherwise 2 different races with 2 different seeds would be a nightmare for us, probably. And it'd be a little confusing to probably watch.
And these monsters are not being nice.
Yep.
And
so you see, oh man, look at that.
Yeah, with the monsters, I believe they're one of the only enemies that are on a global timer. So you could use pulse strats. You know, to avoid death. If you know you're going to get hit, pause the game, and well, you're going to live.
Speaking of living, do you see the situation that Fred is in? Fred is just bobbing and weaving through those dual piranhas and managed to get through. Have mercy. She had that start a little earlier.
I know all them piranhas just shooting fireballs to left and right. or up and down in this case.
Mm-hmm. Fred having to deal with this familiar room here, having a combination of hot foot, dry bones, roto disc, and thwomps. And ugh. So if you notice here, you see that hot foot. That hot foot is not like your typical hot foot. And oh boy, his hot foot actually takes him out. That hot foot right there. The randomizer produces 2 different channels here. Alrighty. One of them is one that just stays where it is whenever you face it, and the other one just walks anywhere it pleases, anytime it wants to, in any kind of timing. And Fred, unfortunately, having to take another game over here. A rough beginning there. Top 2 players having a little challenges to get out of their first world here. Now, also one thing to note here, you noticed Justinman a little bit ago was playing the end card game. So one thing about the end card game, as I said earlier before the race began, is that the cards that you're awarded, the inventory items you're awarded are randomized. You're not going to know what you get until you check your inventory. However, if say you only match one item, say it be a mushroom, and when you go to your inventory, you see that it awarded a cloud, that means in that particular seed, anytime you match a mushroom on the matching, it's always going to give you a cloud. So you can use that to your advantage, you know, when you're playing those matching games, because they all have the same, they have 8 layouts in total. So, albeit rare, you could get the same layout twice in a randomizer. I mean, it's randomized, so just something to keep note of.
Yeah, but I think it happened to me on a practice seed where I had the same layout back to back. It's like, okay, 9 free items, basically.
It sure is. So this is the kind of thing where, you know, some people opt to take notes in this just in case, especially early on in the randomizer where you're trying to build up a nice little, you know, a decent inventory to hopefully skip some items or skip some worlds anyway.
And having a max of, I believe, 28 items. So 4 pages of items.
Yep. And Fred demonstrating that is the quote, "Oh my god, I'm about to die in a Mario game, so only pause death." Not changing the outcome, unfortunately. I think many of us who played Mario have done that same pause, like ugh.
Just wasting a couple frames is all. I've done it plenty of times.
Yep. Jabem making his way, again, finding a way out of World 7 here. Of course, you notice that you see different color Marios. The players are given the seed here, but there are a couple of settings that don't affect the seed themselves. You have the liberty to set Mario to whatever color the randomizer gives you, as well as, based on the audio being on Fred right now, you can also randomize the music. So we could be hearing airship music right now, for instance, where Fred is.
Or right now, boom boom music, just no boom boom.
Yeah, him no here. So as you can see, Jabem tiptoeing off the note blocks here. Again, now on the Piranha stages, those stages are static in nature. However, the prize you're awarded is randomized. Picking up a cloud there, and wanted to touch the flashy object, not good. So we're going frog percent. Oh, I know, Shark. I know you're loving this here.
Yep, frog in Airship 1, I believe.
An invincible frog. You don't see that too often. Now, even though Jabem is entering the boss fight invincible, you cannot one-hit kill the Koopa Kids unless it just happens to be a one-hit HP. It basically just prevents you from taking damage. You know, sometimes there's some video games where you're invincible, but you still have to like continuously damage it to kill it, and that's the instance here. Also, hammers have no effect on the Koopa Kids, yet you can kill Bowser with a hammer. How does that work?
That's a good question.
You know? So, Jabem's going to pull away, completing that second world. Moving on, as you can see, one of Fred's lovely messages tonight at Down on Frog Soup. Care to join me? Again.
I love that message.
It's too good, yo. Of course, Fred has put in tons of new messages for clearing the worlds and the princess messages and all that good stuff. So really, really good. Also, just to get FYI, you notice there was a power up there. Actually, the power ups that you get in the game are randomized. So anywhere in the game that you would find an normal power up, like for instance that block that Jabem just hit. He was so mad he lost his frog. He just decided to just go test out the bottom of the screen there. So unfortunately, giving the mushroom a nice little star hat, not going to work for lives.
And you gotta love that Hammer Bros. It's like, I'm going to just jump off this level. Bye.
Yeah. So the power-ups in the normal question blocks or anywhere you can find a power-up is randomized. So if you hit a power-up block or even a one-up block, it can randomize either between a mushroom, flower, leaf, star, one-up mushroom, or continuous Starman. So some of y'all remember there are some levels, for instance, like 7-3, that are continuous Starman. If you hit the block while you're invincible, you get a star. If you're not, you get a coin. So those are your options that they get when they find a power block. And Jabem having to wait for the Hammer Brother to come out of that block there to attack. Yeah. So again, if you noticed earlier, Jabem uses hammer to skip the first half of world 1, which happens to be the third world he's playing. Again, one of the unique features of the randomizer, giving the ability to skip through or break the locks. And unfortunately, getting a little body there. Suddenly 1-2 is more challenging than it usually is. Yeah. So interesting. All the power-ups are randomized to stars except for that one.
Yeah, just the ones you have a mushroom.
Yep. So we can pick up a star here. And he gets it. Oh, really close, man, because he actually had to jump and almost lost his P-speed there. But a nice little healthy 5-up. So Jabem's going to be good on lives for a while. And he's going to back that thing up to the matching games here so we can pick up a few more inventory items. Sometimes you see players going just straight across the upper lines just to kind of not make it so random. Makes it easy to kind of remember. So he's going to pick up one item. He checks and it happens to be a leaf. So he matched a 10 coin. He matched a 10 coin card. So he knows that now in any future end card games, getting him a match on a 10 coin will give him a leaf. Probably more desirable to have, say, maybe a hammer match on like a more abundant card, like the star or the mushroom or the flower.
And
so
we already got our second Earthquake Koopa.
Yeah, Lemmy has upped his strats here. Been hitting that gem here, but not too much of a challenge for Jabem. He takes him down. Yeah. So right now, the average run right now, now typically, again, how fast a run goes can greatly depend on the pipe randomization. Just for an example, if our players are forced to go through World 3 in a vanilla-like fashion, we could be talking about, say, 7, 8, 9 minutes. If they get God Pattern, it could be a 2-minute world, and that can happen, especially when those longer worlds get pushed to the end. So we've had seeds that have run in the mid-40s. Typically, right now, our average seeds are running on like the high 40s, low 50s. Again, kind of depending on the seed here. It is possible to have much shorter seeds. We've had people that have done races that have had times in the high 30s. Again, most of that having to do with not just having good gameplay, but just having really good items, tons of hammers and clouds and having good pipe RNG. Those things have to come in play to have those really, really low times.
Yep. And Justin, man, right behind Jetabb. Basically only a level behind.
So very, very close between our bottom race. Again, our racers on the bottom of the screen, Jabem and justinman, they are racing each other. And we have on the top, Fred and Jetabb are racing each other. All 4 players playing the same seed, but 2 independent races, each of those 2 pairs being in their own group. And in typical Mario 3 fashion, dying on, ironically, Vanilla 2-2 on a cheap of all things.
Yep. Sometimes the cheap's gotta be cheap.
Tell you, man.
Are they cheap enough?
Dude. Cheaps continue to having screwed up hitboxes since Mario 1. They just go so fast, and thanks to our friends, my bro Miyamoto, he decides to make sure that we still die when the cheaps go up into our hitboxes from the bottom. Thanks, guy. Thanks, bro. So here we go. Again, we've got Justin Man looking at his frog suit here, like, what to do with this? Fred is just looking to get out of this level here. Happened to see World 742's castle just a little too many times right now. So make sure y'all give him energy, man, because I need y'all to give some energy for Fred, because first of all, he made this program. So again, just because he programs it doesn't mean he's an active player, but he wants to provide these great tools. Again, Fred has not only made the Mario 3 randomizer, but many of you all may know he also made the Zelda 1 randomizer. So without his coding skills, 2 of the tournaments you watch on this very channel would not exist. So cut him some slack, y'all.
Yep, it would have been possible without Fred.
I know, man. You all may have to do other things like go outside and engage in human contact. Ooh, outside I know it's scary. You may have to go watch someone play Hearthstone or something. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'd rather be playing Mario 3. I'm just saying personally.
For me, it probably depends on the day, because I love doing me some Zelda 1 randomizers.
Tell you. And what the best thing has happened so far, Fred has gotten past that horrific level. He will never have to see that level again unless he breaks the game. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Fred save state, doggone it. Hush, chat, hush. I see that, Namune. Hush.
I'm just watching that Spiny.
And before Fred goes in like a save system in this game. Just for that. So, so Jetabb is gonna move on to world number 3 here. We got Justin Man hopping his way through the level. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I remember seeing some of our other runners as Jabem is going through the 2 pyramid stage. This is another level where it's randomized, and unfortunately he gets a star. He needs to wait it out, unfortunately. Again, even though the thing is randomized, like typical randomizers, there are some things you have to do to prevent soft locks. And of course, on this level, not having any kickable item can present a problem if you don't have a tail. So again, there's going to always be some kind of kickable item, either a beetle or a Koopa, in order to progress. Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be fun to see what happens here. Oh man, Fred having that treacherous trek through ice. Going to hammer onto the hammer, or frog the hammer. Well, rip hammer. Man, both of our left screen players having to deal with double boomerang brothers. Jabem awarded a lovely music box and hammer.
Boss Bass.
Yeah.
Flying up in the air.
Boss Bass is fantastic, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I didn't expect them to be just flying around.
Yeah. Whenever there's a level that's randomized, so literally any overworld enemy can become a boss bass. It falls in the same bank there. So the problem is when you have that, boss bass spawns based on your vertical position. So if you happen to be floating in the air at the time with like a P-wing or any kind of tail power up, boss bass will spawn at that level and can actually slowly go up and down towards where you are. So pretty fun to have the aerial bass there.
I think I've been eaten by a boss bass while flying with a P-wing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. It can happen, man, because again, when you're flying, you know, you begin to lose forward momentum as you're. So unfortunately, that means you begin to slow down slower than the speed of the boss pass. So it can happen. So interesting to note, since the airships are no longer auto scrollers, you can obviously P-wing, and it actually brings up some very interesting movement tech as a result. Having a star there, again, can't star kill, but may have frames of safety here. Getting the first early hit on Roy. And Roy requiring at least 3 hits. Woo!
A 4-hit Roy. And a high jumping Roy as well, so quick work of him. Nicely done.
Yep. So there you go. So that takes care of the 4th world for Jabem.
Already halfway done. Halfway done and 30 minutes in.
Yeah, and especially when we had some of these longer stages up front. So of course, hopefully you all were keeping track in chat because you all would know what worlds are remaining. Seen it. Yep.
Oh, are you going to have a quick world? Let's see.
Oh boy.
God, RNG.
World free. So again, when someone was asking about how the average length of the randomizer, you have this, it becomes very short. So this becomes basically a sub 2-minute world 5 for Jabem. Again, all of the players will have that same benefit. And Wendy's here.
Why?
Wendy is pretty much notorious as being probably the worst Koopa Kid on it's a 3. Oh my god, that
5
jump.
hits. Ugh.
Very, very close to death there. Again, Wendy can jump instantaneously when she lands, and again, as you saw how the cheap cheats can very, very quickly kill you. Unfortunately, only having to deal with her one time this time. So again, not having to worry about any of World 5 here. 5th world being the World 3 map. So on to Japan's 6th world now. You know, we've had some really rough Wendy's today. No ground shaker, no big body Sonata Wendy's. So.
And Roy kind of give in just a man something there.
Just a little bit off on the head bounce and gonna have to go back to start. So gonna make a little detour, pick up an item here. Yeah. And what a shame there. So again, gonna have to redo this here. Now of course Jabem's on a level that you can wall jump, but wall jumping with a tail is extremely difficult. You have a completely different set of physics when you jump there. Oh my goodness. I believe that I'm sure Fred took an intentional death there. Again, a very, very long vertical level. And, you know, doing the right thing there. Trying to save some time here. Yeah, name those Koopa kids in chat. Trying to get Iggy mixed up with all these other guys. So here we go. Right now, Justinman going to experience the very free World 3. Free 3. And let's see how Jabem gets through this one. Now again, having to do World 5, mainly the big thing about World 5 is having one hammer. You can skip basically half of the upper area once you go in the sky. And Jabem, need to watch your step there. Man. See?
And the anchor holds the frog.
There's a shock, right? So of course, the anchor, one of those nearly pointless items in Mario 3, unless you're just don't do too well at airships and prevents them from moving. But in the randomizer, as Jabem getting a little crispy again, the anchor provides you a randomly chosen item, anything that you get in your inventory. Right now, the current version of the randomizer is weighted towards frog suits, so you'll see a pretty high usage of frogs if they happen to use the anchors as a result. And Jetabb getting windified. Literally killed by her shoe. So speaking of frogs, hopping through an airship. How good is that? So again, right now, we still have that lead over there for Jabem. Not gonna worry about the sun there. You know, the sun's hitbox does not match the actual sprite you see, so you gotta be a little careful there. Gotta be a little careful with that. Fred, y'all, can we give it up for Fred, who is about to victoriously get through this first world? Finally, we're gonna see an end to the ice map on Fred's screen, and I could not be happier. I could not be happy. So as Jetabb is about to finish up with his 5th world as well, he'll also be joining the bottom 2 players and all the best music. It's gonna be cheering up by the Star Song in a second. So of course, you see Jabem navigating through a level that probably everybody in this chat probably has clouded over. Dreaded 7-4, that auto-scroller with the electric fish and whatnot, but no problem in a non-auto-scroller setting. And ladies and gentlemen, Fred is victorious, getting out of the first world, out of that dreaded World 6. We are making progress, yo. Making progress. Even kept his Tanuki. That's what I'm talking about. Who cares? Fred wins. I got a question for you, Sharky. What's your favorite world in the randomizer? What do you say?
That's a tough one. I know it's not 7. That's it's probably about, maybe, let's see here. Not 3 because I don't like the water too much. Probably, I have to say, between, I think, 4.
4. I got you. I'm a big fan of 7. I like the trolliness. I like the guessing part of it. I don't know. I just have a desire and love for the frustrating stuff. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know. I should probably go talk to a therapist about it, but I just like trolliness for some reason in this game. Especially in the randomizer setting. As you can see, it's trolliness having to deal with all these abundant bloopers here. Because bloopers can't jump out of water. This ain't like lost levels or something like that, but yep.
And of course we had another instance of an evil sun on Jetabb's side.
Mm-hmm.
Good old evil sun.
Yep. You saw Jabem getting through, again, another level that a lot of us as a kid or as adults P-wing over, that fast airship. And, but another problem there. Again, it's a little bit slower, interesting, because you have to kind of more, balance yourself off these jumps and watch out. It's like that Jetabb tried to go for the wall jump, gave up, hit the pixel a couple times actually, but didn't get the frame. Again, it's frame perfect and pixel perfect. So I'm not saying that to make it sound impressive. It literally is.
And I don't like this pipeline cheap like this level. I believe it's 6-9 in vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, the randomizer presents some cheap cheats that I mean, their calf game is strong, yo. They got those Reebok pumps going on full speed, and they can really take flight here and just boost out the water and body you. Interesting enough, on some levels that have an upper and lower area, they can actually cross between the two areas. So you always gotta be alert on what's going on with these randomizers. And so again, only 2 auto scrolls. I see a little chat action about the auto scrolls, but only 2 of the auto scrollers are in the game. One of them being 5'9". Just because of technical reasons, it's a very interesting auto scroller as it scrolls diagonally. And you have one of the lost levels, which are basically 8 additional levels that are included in the randomizer that are basically kind of like betas of official levels that made the final cut of Mario 3. And one of those is also an auto scroll. We saw that earlier, actually. It was that water ice level.
Yeah, back in the first world they did, I believe.
Yeah. So, Jabem done with that World 6 and headed on to the 7th world here. You notice, by the way, you saw them do hand levels. Hand levels very short, but they always give you a guaranteed item. So, interesting to know about that.
Yeah. 3 hand levels. They'd be the same. Once you know the item you're going to get from the first hand, the other 2 are going to be the same. So,
yep, exactly.
As we've seen, it's a mushroom. All 3 of them is going to leave you a nice mushroom. And unfortunately, Fred kind of jumped into that pit, avoiding that green spiny.
Yeah. So Jabem, you notice Jabem on World 4's map. Of course, one pipe will take you to the beginning of the world right before stage 1. The other one takes you to the fort. If you have a hammer, again, another instance where hammers can be very beneficial, allowing you to skip half of the world. Let's see. I believe that he did not have any hammers, so he'll have to. Yeah, all he has is a couple of clouds. So interesting to note, he's not going to have any hammers for this world, and he's not going to have any hammers for World 8. Again, typically you want to hold on to a hammer if you have one for that World 8 map, because again, there are 2 pipes that you can break, and it may save you some long walking as a result. So, if you're curious as to what position they're in, me and Sharky have no idea. We know. But you will see the world number beside each of our player screens here. That will indicate on what their world, out of 8 worlds, they're on that number world. So, right now, Fred is on his 2nd world. Jabem on his 7th. Justin on his 6th, just a little bit behind. And Jetabb having the lead against Fred on the 6th world.
Yep, I believe in the update after the groups, Fred's going to have it to be in, what world they're currently on, instead of the actual world name.
Yeah, so you see Jabem going a little backtrack for the power up. Of course, just a star, but hey, you can get past a couple of enemies. Yeah. So again, it can be very interesting to watch because, worlds are randomized, so you just don't know who. If you have a good knowledge of the game, it probably doesn't really mean anything because you don't know what level will appear in what world. So, one thing that would be nice, actually, I've actually done it myself. For those because people play this in emulator, people are playing this on flash drives and things like that. So, there's actually a script. I actually wrote a little app that actually can real-time monitor your inventory, because right now you don't know the inventory. We don't know. They don't know until they actually check themselves. But if you actually use that script, which would probably be an advantage to have, you'd actually be able to see your inventory in real time. So if you match those cards, you wouldn't have to check your inventory. You can just glance at the little app and just see, hey, I got picked up a hammer. So cheat strats, right?
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think I've seen you posted it somewhere. It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was testing it out myself before the tournament started. It's like, hey, because we're thinking about potentially trying to have a way. Oh man, falling off the airship there, Jetabb. There are no whistles in this. So this particular race is done in the 80% Warpless style. No memory execution glitches, no ace, none of that foolishness. But there are no whistles anyway. And there's an option in the randomizer to basically take them out. So no fear of accidentally whistling. Anywhere a whistle would normally be, you know, in World 1.3, 1.4, the Fire Brother in World 2, they're all randomized to something else. So, interesting enough, Fred had a few game overs earlier. Now he's sitting there with double-digit lives, 12 lives. Justinman with 22 lives, man. Trying to break the score counter down there. So Justinman is going to be on the same world as Freddy here. I'm sorry, it's Jabem. Jabem happened to do this very, very rare level. This is what 6-7. Again, a level that typically you just don't play. It's normally an auto scroller, flying off the parabeetles here. But again, you have to be a little a little cautious on that level because you typically have those enemies flying on a set pattern auto scroller, but when you don't have it auto scrolling, you almost have to make blind jumps a little bit. So auto scroll has become a new challenge actually. Well, and by the way, if you want more of this content, man, we've had a very, very busy day. This is actually, if you add these two, this is our fourth race, our third and fourth races of just today alone, man.
Yeah, but it's been a busy day for SMB3 Rando.
Man, it's been a busy day for Sharky. Sharky did a race at what 5:30, and he's been commentating with me since 8 o'clock today. You know, barely had a chance to just scratch his face, and already doing 2 commentaries back to back.
Yep, that 5:30 race we had, it was a 3-way race.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of runners today. And
that end card, that end spade card was moving around. That was funny.
Gotta love it.
I never seen that.
Really? Yeah, it's some crazy stuff in this game. I think Jabem, he's going for the power up down here. Again, glad he didn't get a star there. I mean, if he got a star, he probably would have missed it. Or he probably could have taken it because he was little. Jabem is going to probably go for the double power up here. I'm not sure if he was going for the glitch. There is a frame perfect strat. Yes, it is 1 frame. If you press up right as the room fades, you have 1 single frame that you can press up and go right into Boom Boom's room. But again, I think he was going for the double power up. Let's see what the progressive power was. And getting a flower, of course, he lost it.
That mark of Boom Boom.
Yep. Jabem does have a nice little lead here. Oops, Justin, and that's why it builds up. Justin, unfortunately, taking a little spill there. And watching out, oh man, Jetabb having to watch out for flying shoes here. Again, this is one of the parts of the randomizer where we do not randomize out that enemy. Fortunately, as you can see, one of the uses of Tanuki, someone in the last race asked, yo, what is the difference between Tanuki Mario and like a regular tail Mario? Well, there is one of the instances. You know, Statue Mario can kill things like spinies, flowers, piranhas. It can kill flames on the airship. It can kill thwomps. It can kill the Rotodisc. It can kill many enemies. You know, enemies that you otherwise would just take damage on. So
too bad it doesn't kill Bowser right off the bat.
Yeah, Bowser's a little too strong for that one, eh? So speaking of strong, man, Jabem's being pretty strong in this race as he is on to his final level here. So we're on to World 8. Again, World 8 will always be last, but the path to Bowser, again, randomized because we don't know what pipe takes us where.
Yep.
So
you're hoping for Bowser's area. If not, the second best spot you want is the Dark Room because you got access to like 4 to 5 pipes in that Dark Room.
Yep. So the best case scenario for Jabem right now is to go up to the first pipe and it will take us to Bowser's screen, making for another short world. Will we have that? So because remember we noticed that Jabem has no hammers. If he had a hammer, he could have quickly checked that rightmost pipe on this dark screen. Again, as Sharky said, the most desirable place to be in World 8 because it does have the most pipes. But as our last race proved, all those pipes were wrong. So we ended up wasting a lot of time unneededly on that particular screen.
Yeah. And Jetta was hoping for a star so he could quick kill this Boom Boom. But kind of a quick kill with a fire power.
See, I had to make sure y'all paying attention because y'all sitting here talking about how do I commentate and do I commentate with pancakes? See, I had to say something to make sure y'all paying attention. See, me and Sharky are reading chat here. We see y'all. We know what you said. You know? See, you see, Sharky, we gotta make sure we let them know who's in charge around. Dog it.
Yep, and Jabem does find the passive Bowser quickly, so this I think this is a vanilla fortress in World 8.
Yeah, how does that work? Is this even randomized?
Well, besides the enemies, probably not.
You know, telling you. So again, another vanilla location for a fort. A fort. Well, I love you too, Moldy Train. I think we all wish we had pancakes right now. I could go for a nice little order of pancakes. I could tell you that.
Yeah, pancakes or egg rolls, whatever's better.
Now, see here, Chinese pancakes. But that's actually a dish, though. Never mind. I forgot what it's called. But, oh boy. Pancake rolls. There you go. That's pigs in a blanket. So, Jabem gonna take care of our the last Boom Boom here. Again, you get to see some of those randomized messages that Fred has added into the game. And he has no hammer suit, so the best thing he has is he's just gonna use up all his he's gonna just kind of traversing through his inventory there. So he's gonna end up using Star here.
And why not the frog suit? I would love to see a frog.
Yeah, unfortunately no frog percent for the Bowser kill.
Yeah, I did attempt the frog earlier tonight, but that did not go as planned.
Yes, if you want bonus points, you always go for the frog kill on Bowser. It's just the hotness of 2018. You just do it.
Yep. Because I knew at the point when I did it, I already lost my race, so like, oh, I got a couple of frog suits. I'll give it an attempt.
Yeah, I tell you. So, ooh, yeah, no, right? Do it for the people, man. So we are on to Boozer. And of course, he's going to use his cheats, hack, vac, ban, aimbot, etc. Which everyone in chat should know this strat right now. If you don't know, then you should know.
Exactly.
God dog it. This is kind of interesting right now because Justin Man does have a hammer here, but unfortunately the lead is just a little too big for him to overcome him because hammer can kill Bowser in not even 2 seconds. But unfortunately, Jabem not give him the opportunity to win because he has just completed the game. Well, as soon as we go into the door, of course. And Jabem has completed the race, and congrats for our bottom two players who are racing each other. He is going to finish in, quote, official SRL time of 53 minutes and 16 seconds. So drop them GGs for Jabem.
Yep, great run. If you haven't already, give all 4 of these runners a follow. Yep. Give them some support and love. They do deserve it.
Yep. So for those who don't know already, let's talk about Bowser. Bowser's hitbox is only his head. Only his head can damage you. His whole lower torso is literally just a pretty looking sprite. There's no hitbox there. So if you are small, like Justin Man is right now, you can just sit there and chill. Just take that boogie out your nose or something. If you're big, everything except Frog, who can't duck, just simply duck. You try to stay in the center of Bowser so his fireballs doesn't hit, but you can just sit there and chillax and jump away and win the game.
Yep.
So there you go, man.
Yep, and Jetabb and Justman, I believe they're part of Group I, which is, I think, in my opinion, one of the toughest groups that we have. I'm looking forward for most of these matches in that group. Again, congrats to Jabem on the win, and Justman.
Indeed.
Just right after, just over a minute difference between them two.
Yes, very, very, very close between those two. In fact, we're going to get them both in here to talk about that. Of course, let's not forget my man up in the corner of your screens, yo. Who is also the creator of this. You didn't know who made this colors. The guy who is playing right now, running away from Boss Bass, is the creator of this. So you all can go thank him for that. In fact, let's get our winner of that race here. Jabem.
Yo. How's it going?
Jabem.
Jabem.
How is it? Jabem. What's up, man? Congrats on that win, man.
Oh, thank you.
That was a close one getting it towards the end, man. You had a pretty hefty lead, but Justin was on your footsteps there, on your heels, and whatever they call it.
Yeah, I was really worried for a while. I got really nervous at the beginning because I made some pretty big mistakes, and I felt like I was doing better, and like I had gotten the jitters off about after World 1, but I was a little worried the whole time from the few that I had made.
Yeah, man, we had between all the runners right now, we had quite a number of deaths. I mean, starting off with World 6 map with no inventory items and having to play almost the whole vanilla route. Not fun.
Yeah, it was the fort we got first was really tough. I mean, that was definitely a couple of deaths.
I might apologize for that because in the previous race, I was like, man, I would love for them to start off with the first fort being 742, and lo and behold, that's what you all got.
Well, I think it only killed me like 2 or 3 times, but it was still like that's really close to the game over when you're that early in the race.
Yeah, that's unfortunate what happened to Fred. He did have a few game overs there. I think he had actually a crash or either a hard lock or something happened on him on the screen. I have to go to the videotape and check that one out.
Ouch.
But man, but good stuff, dude. Apparently you're doing not too shabby in your group A.
Yeah, I'm 2-0 now, but I've got to play Grand Pooh Bear next, so see what happens.
Let's scared there.
And that'd be a match to look forward to.
Yeah, Pooh Bear, a guy that picked up this game last year in Warpless category, so he knows a couple things about it. But he's too busy learning Link to the Past right now. You ain't got work.
Yeah, and we got
he was doing Mario 3 all day today.
we got Jetabb that does the SMB3 mix we talked about in the last race, and that's the world record holder.
3 mix is great because it has the same air fortresses, but they don't auto scroll. So when I did randomizer, I'm like, hey, I know these.
Yeah, definitely. As a matter of fact, before we talk to our other winner, Justin, man, what's up, my friend?
What's going on, John? How's it going, everyone?
You were catching up so close. It was interesting to note because Jabem did not have a hammer suit or a fire flower on for Bowser, and you had the hammer. And I mean, seriously, if it was a 1 minute difference, if you were like 1 minute closer, we could have almost had a possible tie.
Yeah, I had a few levels where I died like twice on that I regret. They were stupid deaths, but like other than that, I think it went pretty well. That's the fastest I've ever completed a seed, so.
I mismanaged something terribly because I ended this with 2 hammers in my inventory.
Yeah, I got lucky and got another hammer somewhere, I don't know, and they worked out in World 8. And I basically clouded through all of World 7, or World 4, whatever you want to call it. I lost the hammers when I was looking over to IRC to see who done, and I didn't realize that I was in that room with that last laser guy. I looked over too fast and or too slow back to my screen, and I lost the hammer. It wouldn't have mattered.
What happens?
Yeah.
Take the eye out for 1 second.
Yeah.
It's the item you really want.
Tell you, man. But nevertheless, man, that was really good race between two of you all. Those were
Yeah, it was
really,
a lot of
really
fun.
close there. Now you got a free World 3, which you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
To
Unless
kind
you
of balance
die.
out that, to kind of balance out that first world you all got, having to do a World 6 vanilla, basically. Ugh. No one
Yeah.
likes that.
I mean, I had a chance to use one of those hammers earlier, but I decided to save it. I think it paid off, but yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I didn't even expect it to be that close, to be honest. I thought I was gonna get smashed. So
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's too bad that you weren't racing Jetabb, who won his race, because you would have beat him. So,
Yeah.
Jetabb, what's up, man? Finishing with a official SRL time of 56 minutes and 2 seconds. What's up, man?
Sigh of relief. Rough start. It's a really rough start. Calmed down after that port first world. A couple unfortunate deaths, but I feel like I played all right.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, a lot of people are talking about having a very, very. I think everybody, all four of you all, had a rough first world. Just a lot of unexpected deaths and challenging levels to start with. We had a lot of casualties
Yeah, definitely.
in 742.
Somehow every seed I'm ever in is a 5-hit Wendy. I don't think I've ever had a non-5-hit Wendy in the tournament.
Well, at least you didn't have what the cool kids say, a thick Wendy. Speaking of Wendy, Fred just getting bodied by Wendy, unfortunately. Wendy,
She's so
powerful.
Wendy is like one of the big gatekeepers of this randomizer. She's just,
She's nuts.
I think this was the second race that Wendy had the 5 HP.
So that means that you all wouldn't mind if we adjust the Koopa HP up to 10, right? You wouldn't mind, right?
Definitely not. Bring it on.
I mean,
And-
sure,
oh my-
everybody's still on the same playing field, so it doesn't really matter. It'll just make for a really long seed for some people.
I tell you. Unfortunately, Fred Kobe's right down the single block wide gap in the airship. Ugh.
Tanuki's
Yeah.
probably pretty good because a lot of people get hit when the hoop is coming out, like right when you're about to hit her on the head. So if you did the Tanuki statue, you can probably just go right through it.
Yeah, man. I tell you, whenever you have those 3+ hits, well, should I say just 2+ hits, you have to worry about, jumping Wendy, and if you're little, the hitboxes can be nasty. And at least this one wasn't an earthquake Wendy, but Fred's trying to get through again, trying to fire flower. Then it takes care of her. Takes care of her with just a fire flower. There's no jumping needed. So
Yep, nice work on Wendy
done with
there.
that, man. Oh yeah. So a 3-hour seed. Oh my! I don't think we want a 3-hour seed. I mean, it's kind of funny because when we were trying to set up a tournament with you all, we're like, what if we should do like best out of 3? Then we realized that for this category, it has a varying length. We've had people with 40-minute times, 50-hour plus, and we could be sitting here playing Mario for like 4 hours for some really rough seeds here, 5 hours almost.
Yeah, some seeds, that took an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So it does range.
Indeed, man. Who will win the fight, Batman or Big John? The answer is yes. There you go. That's all you know.
The audience.
Great answer.
How could I fight? How could I fight Batman?
The audience is always the winner. And you can't
Yeah.
decide.
So let me ask you a question here. Where is Jabem? Where's Jabem?
Right here.
What do you want to see in the randomizer that is not in it right now?
Random doors in the World 3 port and Bowser's Castle at the end of the game.
Ooh,
That just sounds horrible.
be rough.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Alright.
World 3 randomized doors.
Wait.
I said that myself a while
Wait.
back.
I got a question. Do you play the Zelda entrance randomizer by any chance?
I don't.
Okay, because you must. I was like, I hope you're not been influenced by that randomizer, shuffler, and
Yeah.
all that foolishness.
I'd also like to see just as a flagged option for one-hit KOs.
Now, that has been a common thing that for a more harder experience of the game, one-hit knockout has been talked about. In addition to things like, Bertha everywhere, Boss Bass everywhere, Sun everywhere, falling green.
I feel like that just makes people learn those patterns really well.
Yeah,
I had a Bertha that was like 20 feet off the ground in my seed. I don't know, it was up. I fell out of a pipe in the sky.
Yeah,
It was just floating around up there.
Yeah, we mentioned during the race that whenever Big Bertha or whenever Boss Bass is around, it spawns based on your vertical position. So if you're in the air,
That's what it was. Yeah, I saw a few things in this run. I can't remember all of them, but a few things.
So that's your
never
first
seen
time
before.
seeing that, eh?
Oh yeah, well that high up. I mean, I've certainly seen them in weird places, but
Yeah, I've seen them in the air. I've got eaten by Boss Bass in the air with a
I've also
big
seen
wing.
them look like Goombas, like giant Goombas for some reason. Just
Yeah, sometimes the sprite conflicts may adjust what it looks like, and it may transform there. What do you say, Justin, man? What do you want to see in this randomizer that doesn't exist yet?
The only thing I could think of was a turn off the music option, because I kind of sometimes like to listen to other music while I play, and it would be nice to have non-conflicting music. But I
So
still
he
have the
wants sound effects only.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of a minor thing. I mean, I'm pretty happy with all the new updates that came, because I've been playing this since before this recent update or whatever. And the taking out the whistles is huge, because I always like to play without warping anyway, so I don't speedrun this game or anything. It's one of my favorite games, so.
So what you need to do then is every time you generate your seed, you need to go find one of those IPS ROM patchers and just insert in blank tracks for all of the music, and off you go. Just apply it to every single seed you generate, and off you go. No sounds.
That would work.
There you go. See, I just gave you a helping hand, man. Jetabb, what do you say, man?
Gotta go with the Lakitus dropping every type of enemy. I want to see. I want to see.
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to see Boss Bass. I want to see Suns. Just all.
No, see,
Oh
this
god.
goes back to Mario Maker. We're like, yo, you know how in Mario Maker Lakitu can kind of throw anything? So why not have Lakitu throw a Lakitu?
There you go.
Throw a Lakitu. It's just
Koopa Kids, Bowser's, everything.
Lakitu throwing Koopa Kids. Just throwing
Oh
kids.
my.
I don't know if that would work because killing the Koopa Kid probably exits the level.
Hey,
And you have a random
warp out the
mon.
world.
Oh boy, there you go. Koopa Kids throwing Koopa Kids, man.
That'd
Who
be-
needs hammers?
Next
my
thing you go and have Bowser spitting out Koopa Kids. Or Boss Basses.
Well, wouldn't that be family? Would that be family friendly? I don't know if we can.
It'd be
Well,
a
there's no
family
woman
event.
involved, so it's okay. Straight family reunion going on.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is why these three guys don't develop anything, because they have these horrendous.
Pretty much. That's why I don't make Mario Maker levels anymore.
Yeah, don't play their Mario Maker levels. They're the ones you can't stand. Like, oh, what is this garbage level?
Psh, I make good levels.
I make good levels, but they're just kind of challenging. I mean, they're not trolly. They're just no one wants to work anymore. Everybody just wants to complain when it's too easy. And like, what do you want?
Everyone-
Complain when it's too
everyone
easy,
wants,
complain when it's
free.
too hard.
They complain too easy, they complain too hard.
They start blaming countries like, oh, it's too, oh, this one's too free. Well, I don't see you making any levels. Like, no one gave us certification to make Nintendo official levels.
I made my fair share of Mario Maker levels.
They give you the guidelines, but nobody follows.
Yeah.
Or like design, like rules for designing levels. It's just thrown out the window.
Yeah, it's literally like a cat just walked across the level editor and just did everything and save, and someone beat the mess and all right, upload. So Fred not giving up here, man. One of those you gotta love the Hammer Brothers. Just jump off, jump out the levels, man. They're so good.
Yep, you gotta love it.
They're meant to
Especially-
jump down for those 2-tier brick like platforms that they're on for a lot of things. So when they get put on those like transparent grounds, they just jump down.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
saw that for the
it's
first time
hilarious.
last night, and it was on just Hammer Bro that had one of them, so he killed himself, and then I got the item, and I was
Yeah, it's so good,
really
man.
confused.
Free item. Really free. You
He just saw Mario and he got scared.
Yep.
He said
Must've
blame the
been it.
cats. Maybe the cat was, cats, they like walking and like just touching stuff for some reason, so they don't know, I guess. I'll blame the cat owner, that's what I blame. So, nevertheless, you all, we're going to update those, get those brackets up here and whatnot, but again, Mario 3 Randomizer Tournament is the hottest thing, Bump Zelda.
Agreed.
I said it, fight me. Okay, look, it says the guy who played Randomizer on the stream for Zelda today. Can't even talk right now.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Again, those of y'all in the stream who've never seen the randomizer, again, you can get the software yourself. Just provide a copy of the game. You all are good Googlers, and you can use web crawl and all the good stuff to find what you need, and literally endless entertainment, man. Take your childhood game and just relive it in a randomized way. Billions of possibilities of seeds. So definitely do it, man. You got to do it. You can enjoy this boss bass chase that Fred is having to do it right now across one of our big levels. So interesting, man.
You need double boss basses.
we need bigger boss bass. Like if we're in a big world, we should have even a bigger boss bass. Like mega bass. Something,
Well, it is a giant cheap that is hungry.
Chief
So is it
Officer
really
Bass.
giant?
What is this, Google? It's like what Excite search used to be in the 90s, and does anybody even use it? Does Excite even exist anymore? I don't even know.
It's a great question.
Meta crawler, web crawler, Ask Jeeves and all the likes. So, but yeah, by the way, exclamation SMB3. Yeah, by the way, a lot of people don't remember that. There's a difference. Boss bass is the one that eats you whole. So you'll see boss bass typically like on the surface of the water, eat you whole. Birther is the one that you see in the water that usually may have babies out and all stuff. So yeah. Bertha has the babies, and boss bass will eat
I'm cool with Bertha.
Yeah.
I got no problems with Bertha.
Can you believe that timing of Fred?
Ooh.
Kills both of the Boomerang brothers and gets hit by the boomerang while getting a 1. Only Fred.
It's a really hard pattern to deal with when you're small.
Fred showing some frame perfect strats over there as a developer of this.
He's hoarding Tanuki suits.
Son.
Something.
While Fred is getting through this last world here, just to let you all know, you all can check out that schedule as well as part of the exclamation SMB3 command. There are 4 races tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be packed.
A lot of racing.
Yeah, man. We have 4 today and 4 more tomorrow. Again, we've got any of y'all today. I don't think any of y'all are racing tomorrow. It's like according to the schedule.
Yeah, I've still just got Grand Pooh Bear left, and he's tough to schedule with. Busy man.
Yeah.
And I got
He's
2 of my matches.
He's too popular for us lowly people.
And I got
Interesting to note, tomorrow we have a 3-way tiebreaker at 6 p.m.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I
Yep.
believe it's Group L's tiebreaker. So that sadly, I probably won't be around to watch that, but I'll catch a fight of that.
Oh yeah, man.
Can't
So
wait for that.
for you early birds, the first race is at 10 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern, then 6, 8, and 11 Eastern. Of course, 6 p.m. is that 3-way tie. We have a 3-way tie in that particular group. All of them are, I believe, 1 and 2. So we have to break that tie to see who's going to get into the bracket stage.
So they all rock, paper, scissors to each other and lost to somebody else.
They all fight in a ring to the death. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, we're gonna have to give them a nice special seed for that one. So,
And Fred kind of losing his leaf there. Have to go back to getting that one.
yeah.
Ouch.
So again, this world, a world level typically that you would just P-wing in a vanilla speedrun per se. P-wing up it, fly, but oh boy, we got a shoe up here.
Yeah, I just took a gamble in this stage and just flew up without any like bringing anything with me because I just figured there was a low chance it was going to be two things you can't get past.
I don't remember having to do this stage. I must have been one of the ones I clouded blindly. In the end there.
Yeah,
I
you have to be
entered
lucky.
World 4 with, or World 7, whatever, with 4 clouds, so I was just like, I'm just gonna cloud like the first few levels. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm. So what would you all
Yeah,
say
it was.
if you all make it to the bracket stage? What would you all say if we just took out the ability for hammers to break locks?
Oh boy. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. You just make everything longer.
Yeah, it would make a lot of hammers just not get used. If-
And what if we took out clouds as well?
Ooh.
Oh,
Pure execution.
we're not gonna be that mean. I don't think. Maybe I don't know.
Who knows? It could be the grand finale. Everything's
Oh.
turned off. Inventory
Oh,
items
dude.
off.
When we get to the when we start getting to the quarterfinals. By the way, FYI, we get to the latter part, the quarterfinals type events. That's when things become best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little interesting. So those, well, obviously we're gonna have more time allocated for those. So I mean, dude, y'all could be playing 4 or 5 hours of Mario nonstop. Well, maybe not 5, but 3 is definitely an easy, possibility.
Sounds a little tedious.
The grand finale is totally gonna be best 4 out of 7. Yep, they can hang.
All in one setting.
Woo, 4 out of 7, man. That's exhausting, man. Do 7 of these back to back. Oh boy,
Make a day of it.
it's a whole day, man. Forget any Zelda on speed gaming, man. You just have to have the whole day.
I wouldn't even mind doing 7 of these in a row, but I get like a little bit of anxiety over doing it in a tournament, you know?
Don't be
Get to the point
scared.
to- I was gonna say, we get to the point to where it starts blending together. You don't know which worlds you completed, which stages you're, which you've thinking about 3 matches ago. What have I done?
Oh yeah, it can totally blend together with just races. I mean, even I think some of y'all. I mean, any of y'all like because a lot of people race like almost daily now.
Right.
RO3 Rando. In fact, some of these guys are probably racing right after this thing is over. Who knows? Some of y'all are addicted to it. I know y'all are.
It's a problem.
It is a big problem, man. Not just this, but just a lot of randomizer, because randomizer is honestly what kind of just took over 2017 for a lot of people. It's just so fun, man.
Yeah, I mean, every time you play the game, it's like it's a little bit new.
If it's like a brand new game every time you play.
Definitely, man. As you can see, Fred using the more vac hack ban strats. Of course, if you don't know, and even in vanilla, whenever you do a screen transition, a screen scroll, and you're on top of a hammer barrel, you can just hold the D-pad in the map's direction and just go right past it.
I think that's the one that had the hammer, though. One of those has a hammer. I remember.
Yeah, and ooh boy, this is not the level, man. Having to deal with what is this 6-8? No, wait, math, no. My
I clouded
levels.
this one too. All the ones he did that I clouded, I'm so glad. Like I picked the exact right ones. I'm so lucky. They were all bad levels.
Dude, this level is known for having just a horrific lineup of enemies, and if you
Look
see
at
it,
this.
yeah. But no, Stunt Doggy, this is the last race of Mario 3 Randomizer for today. Again, we do have 4 races tomorrow. You can type exclamation SMB3 to see all of those particular events here. As a matter of fact, it looks like that's going to be just about it for Speed Gaming. Over on Speed Gaming 2, they do have the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer League stuff going on. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, again, that will be your next randomizer race. So if you need something to watch at work, 10 a.m. Eastern, that'll be the first of the 4 races for tomorrow. A lot of stuff going on tomorrow. Again, 4 races of just Mario Randomizer alone. Along with all the other stuff, you know, Key Sanity's going on, the Super Metroid category randomizer thing, Mario 64 is going on. I'm sorry, not Mario 64, Mario Brothers 1. There's a Mario 1 Warpless tournament. Any of y'all in that one?
No.
I was, but I've been eliminated, so myself.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, Mario 1 Vanilla Warpless, man. You got some strong names in God, you got Cosmic, just boy, those top runners, man, those speedrunners definitely having the advantage in that kind of. As you can see here in this tournament, even if you're a runner of the game, it doesn't mean you're gonna win, man, because we've had some really good speedrunners who have good PBs get bodied by people who don't run the game as much or don't have as well as a PB in it. So shouts out to Fred, being the trooper, making it to World 8, man. Chat, make sure you give the developer your energies. Without him, we would not be here. Well, we might be here, but we watching something else, or may have to stream ourselves or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I know I'd be lurking in someone's stream right now. That's for sure.
Be tough.
Yeah, who knows what I'll be doing? No, I'll probably be end up streaming myself.
You know, I know one of y'all is going to stream when this is over. If you're not streaming already, you know, it's going to happen.
Might do another randomizer. We'll see.
See, drugs. Well, at least the drugs are legal. So, Fred speeding through World 8 here, already on the Bowser screen here. There's a couple stages to victory.
You used the hammer at the right spot. Good choice.
Oh, I know one thing. I don't know about you all, but I can't wait to talk to Fred about this seed.
Oh yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I gotta see what he has to say about it.
He's gonna finish this and go check out some code. Like, you know what? Bump.
Don't want to see that again. Let me go just go quick fix that real quick.
Just hard code
Tell
against
you, man. Because one thing, what you all may not know about Fred is that the fact is, you know, he coded the Mario 3 randomizer. He coded the Zelda 1 randomizer, but he's also doing multiple tournaments. He was doing multiple tournaments as well, you know. He was doing the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament as well, playing in that and this one, you know, on top of, you know, like many of us have real life obligation. Because obviously this is not real life here.
Well, real-ish.
Yeah. It feels real.
Yeah.
Yep. And great timing to get into that pipe and get on the belt.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Both power-ups in the P-switch. Good stuff. Yeah, we're all, one thing that I know we're all waiting for, because it actually exists. Now, so there is a Mario 1 there's a Mario 3 randomizer, there's a Mario World randomizer, so we're literally looking for the Mario 2 randomizer, which, by the way, little promotion. Tetrally, for any of y'all that follow Tetrally, I ran into her again at HDQ. So she's actually working on the Mario 2. This is the Mario 2 US randomizer. So, you know, the option between Toad, Peach, Luigi, and Mario as well. So,
oh, nice.
Hopefully, maybe, you know, towards the end of the year, whenever, we can actually have a Mario 1, 2, 3, and Mario World randomizer race. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually tried a SMB1 rando. It's quite different.
Yeah, interesting. The Mario 1 randomizer, as opposed to taking like in Mario 3, you take your preset stage and randomize what's in it. Mario 1 randomizer actually just generates random levels. Like the levels, the platforms, and getting a fireball to the dome piece. He's
He
gonna
got
have to-
3 hammers too, I think.
Yeah, he only needed like just another one, and
Yeah, I
unfortunately,
think it's
it's
4 usually does it.
So hammers do hit Bowser on every single frame. There, it doesn't take too much. But yeah, the Mario 1 randomizer just generates levels on the fly, like the level platforms, the enemy spawns, and so
Wow.
quite interesting.
Yeah, I actually played it once, like, wow, truly much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know who actually develops it. It's just my mind, but I think they were actually working on, because interesting enough, that particular application supports Mario 1 and Lost Levels Japan, so you can use both of those games to make randomized levels off those stylings. So,
Huh.
but
Interesting.
nevertheless, Fred has achieved success. You all.
Yep, get your GGs out for Fred finishing
GG Fred.
with a first SRL time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, 53 seconds.
Dev working hard, you all, to get to this game, man. GG to him indeed. Oh boy, never giving up, man. Of course, the person that made it can't give up. You know that wouldn't be right.
He was never gonna let us down.
He just needed to play it with one hand.
I tell you, man. So we're going to try to get him in here. Isn't saying some choice words, hopefully. But yeah, man. Again, exclamation SMB3 to get all the details about the tournament, the brackets, the standings. Check out the VODs. Check out the software yourself, as well as see what's randomized. And of course, the reason it's randomized because this guy that we are all counting on. What up, man?
Surely you can't be serious, man.
What? Now, see, any complaints you have, you need to talk to the developer about it, okay? Talk to me, man.
That was painful. Console glitched out 7 minutes in, and then, 7 Fortress is evil.
So let me tell you this. Is there any chance in the future that you may toggle, say, the percentage of appearance of 742?
No. Just because it was there in evil doesn't mean you have to do it. I mean, it was doable. It just, my fingers are absolutely horrible when it comes to, jumping and all that other stuff just the right way. Or
So let me
dodging the
ask you-
hot foot that just camps out right under the Potoboths or whatever there were there.
Let me ask you this. As again, this is a rare interview here when you have actually the developer of 2 different randomizers. Do you find yourself with more knowledge of Mario 3 or more knowledge of Zelda?
I'd have to say Zelda 1. I mean, Mario 3, I've watched a lot of people play, but I definitely don't have the muscle memory to play it legit going through, any of the categories that are out there, whether it's Warpless, whether it's any percent, gosh forbid the credit warp thing, because that one is just amazing that they can pull that off on with any consistency. But yeah, it's crazy.
I know what it is, man. I know the reason why you're probably not as good. Because in Zelda 1, Link can't jump. There is no jumping. He
absolutely.
just purely walks.
Yeah,
Up, down, left,
if
right.
you've ever seen me play Z1, you'd see the fact that I just walk into enemies there too. So the whole walking into enemies thing carries across both games.
But you don't have like an unlimited heart meter there on that one, man. You got poor guy.
You die there too. Just a little bit more, wiggle room before you die, unless you're facing Wizrobe, in which case they just kill you.
Listen, you can't just cloud a dungeon in Zelda 1 or just P-wing over it or something,
That's also true. I wish I'd found some of those P-wings. That would have made my life a little bit easier there in the end.
Oh man.
It's all good.
But I tell you, you didn't give up, man. Again, a testament. Because interesting enough, someone had mentioned before the race began, is it even fair to have the creator of the randomizer in the tournament?
I know going into it, I'm going to be, if I somehow made it out of group play, it'd be a miracle. I'm just looking for a chance to actually play the game, have some fun against a bunch of people, and, I might get a win, I might get a loss. it's all good. I just want to have some fun, and it's amazing seeing, the fact that this community's come together. I never imagined getting a tournament this big together in the first place for Mario 3 Randomizer. It's been nuts.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to keep blowing up your head and your ego here, but I say it all the time, and I probably continue to say it because without the guy that I'm talking to right now, we wouldn't have this tournament. Again, we'd have to be doing real world activities, and as I said in the last race, engage in human contact, or worse yet, go outside. So,
wait, but there's sometimes snow out there. Why would I do that?
Oh my god! But there are people out there. They're like, you could get like cooties or something.
Oh no! Shoot. Well, I got three daughters, so I'm well familiar with the whole concept of cooties and everything else. They come into my house regardless of whether or not I want them to come into the house. So.
Well, check it out, man. I asked Jabem, Jetabb, and Justin about what they would want to have in the randomizer that's not in there. So, I don't even know if I can even ask you. I mean, you're the guy who can put anything there you want. But they have mentioned things that you probably heard many of us say or others say. We've got the request for one-hit knockout. Got the request for, obviously, Boss Bass, son in every level. But who was it? Was it Jetabb that had this thing? He wants to have Lakitus that throw random enemies. So we, Lakitu throwing Hammer Brothers out, Lakitus throwing Lakitus, and
there's definitely the possibility of something like that coming in the future. I have to look a little bit more into what where the code is determining what they're throwing. It's definitely something I've thought about for potentially the future, getting that in there. It might be a little bit limited because there are certain sprites in the game that tend to not work well together. So the Lakitu throwing out a Hammer Brother is probably not going to happen. We might be able to at least vary it up a bit past the Spinies. I mean, some of the other ideas there, one-hit knockout's definitely a good one. I've got a couple of fixes already in place. The anchor fix will be in place when we enter the bracket phase, so anchor will actually do something that isn't just, here's a frog suit. We fixed that.
You realize when they get one round, they're going to... You do realize.
Oh, yeah, I'm well aware. But yeah, no, I mean, there's a bunch of interesting ideas people have had. There's that at least I'm going to investigate. I can't guarantee whether or not they'll work, but there were some ideas out there about going out and trying to apply things like ice physics to other levels, which might be a little bit tricky, but might be able to happen. Potentially, actually, someone suggested possibly taking the goal and seeing on some levels if you can put it on the left-hand side of the level instead of the right. So now you have to go backwards through the level.
Yeah.
Which could be interesting. But I've got that one's going to require a lot of play testing. That will not be in, those of you out there, do not worry, that will not be in any part of this tournament because there's no way that would get through enough play testing before bracket phase comes up. So do not worry about that. But as I said, it's something at least I have to look more into the code there because I think I tried something like that in the past. It kind of destroyed the entire level. But it's something at least I'm looking into for the future. There's a lot of interesting stuff there, and people out there have suggestions. Feel free to send with me. I'm more than glad to listen and see what I can do about it because you guys all out there have the great ideas.
You heard it. All of those features are guaranteed to be in the version 2.0 coming next fall. There you go.
Yeah,
results may vary.
Right.
maybe not. But no, nevertheless, you all make sure that you don't only follow Fred. Make sure you follow all these runners of this game. Again, people. In fact, before we cut away, Jabem, they follow you. What are they going to see on your stream?
What's that?
I see if they follow you. What are they going to expect to see by watching your stream? Like, what do you do on your stream?
I do a lot of Mario 3 stuff. I speedrun Mario 3 Mix primarily, probably. That's my big speedrun. I'm still trying to get the record on that down to a better time. I do Mario 3 stuff like Mitch's Bingo game, if anyone's ever seen that. Bingo game is a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm going to have to try that out.
By the way, we were talking about the Mario 3 mix in the last race. Again, if you haven't played SMB3 Mix, dude, it's like a remix. It takes a whole bunch of Mario games it's so good. It intertwines like Mario 1, 2, 3, Galaxy.
Yeah.
Mario Land is so good, man. We played it like almost when it first came out. Like it's like 2 years ago. It feels like 2+ years. So
longer than that because
Yeah,
I remember playing it.
Been
2 years
revised
ago.
twice too.
yeah, man. So dude, make sure you all Google SMB3 Mix. Play it, yo. It's good stuff. What about you? Justin?
I mostly run Zelda 2, Zelda 1, and some NES Tetris. I guess that's what you see the most. I do a bunch of other stuff too, but those are probably the core things you'd see. I play this occasionally. I mean, I've been playing it a lot more recently, obviously, because of the tournament, but
Zelda 2, man. I don't know how you all do it, man.
it's easy once you learn how to play. It's easy.
Dude, like any game,
It's
right?
addicting.
Once you know how to get through it, it's free.
Yeah.
I played Zelda 2 blind for my 1,000 follower special. I cannot believe it took me like 18 hours, and I had to get my chat to help because I had missed like a magical container somewhere, and I went through like 2 dungeons. I beat the boss and forgot to put the thing in the statue, and I just walked out the level and. Dude, and that dumb town. Who finds a town by just knocking down a tree with a hammer?
Yeah, it's a really hard game blind. I will give it. I mean, I didn't beat that game. I had it since I was about 6 years old, and I didn't beat it till I was in my late teens with the help of the internet.
Man.
So, I mean, it's a hard game, but once I watched some speedruns and some people taught me some stuff about the combat and whatnot, it got a lot easier, and it's really addictive to play.
Yo.
So.
Well, there you go, man. Make sure you drop him a follow for that classic Zelda and that Tetris action, man. And, what about you, Jetabb?
A lot of Mario, a lot of Zelda. Mostly Link to the Past. I'll be in the NMG tournament next month. Looking forward to that. I actually played through Zelda 2 for the first time a few months ago, and it took me about 18 hours, so it was pretty rough, but I enjoyed it. So a lot of Mario, a lot of Zelda.
There you go, man. I see a theme with our runners here, man. And of course, Fred. We already know he's in the Mario and stuff, but
Yeah, well, you see a bunch of random stuff from me. You'll see sometimes some Final Fantasy 4. I'm going to learn some Final Fantasy 6 at some point. Play the original Zelda. You'll often actually see me as well doing coding on these randomizers. So the Zelda 1 randomizer, the SMB3 randomizer, you'll often see me playing, not just playing, but also having streams where I'll have the code up and actually be working on the code on stream. So try to keep it nice and chill, but if you actually want to see the stuff behind the scenes on this all, that's always something that you can catch on my channel sometimes.
Def, man. So make sure, if you haven't already, drop all 4 of them and follow them. Of course, you gotta make sure you follow Sharky, man. Sharky's gonna be streaming like every day now, right? See?
I wish, but I'm trying to get streaming more, which I've been doing pretty much since the year started. Basically, after AGDQ, I've been streaming a little bit more.
Yeah,
mainly
like
randos lately.
Oh yeah, the randos, man. That I think everybody who's probably watching this stream has fallen in love with some randomizer of some type.
Yeah,
that's definitely the hype.
I did take part of the Zelda 1 randomizer, but I got eliminated during the Swiss. But I had fun with it. I might have lost a few matches. I won a few. I had fun. And it was a blast for it.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Let's not forget our tournament organizer, Big John here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't follow
Give Big John a follow. Great commentary.
Don't follow them. I have a lot of people that follow me, but show all these people, man. Cause I'm a big believer in these tournaments giving that visibility to people that you may not have ever seen otherwise. So that's why it's so important to me to do tournaments, to organize, and to have people of all skill sets. Because you never know when you're gonna find yourself another favorite streamer to watch, or someone else to watch to add to your already excessively long following list. So, follow everybody, doggone it. Come on, man.
Yep, so shout outs to Fiesel for doing the restream.
Dude, putting up with all these people all day long, man. Having to deal with us tomorrow for those additional 4 races, along with all the other content that you will see on all the speed gaming channels. Again, so much stuff going on. Tournaments happening now. We got finales and semifinals and stuff going on from tournaments that started in January. There's upcoming tournaments coming up now. I mean, you've got X4 stuff happening, and of course all the Breath of the Wild stuff going on, and Odyssey's kind of winding down along with X and Superman. Oh, dude, there's so much stuff. There's no reason to even have cable TV anymore. We get all this stuff.
Yep.
So with that being said, Joe, I guess we're going to be done. Anybody got any final words? Anybody?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
A blast. Thank you so much for putting this all together, John. You are amazing.
Absolutely. Thanks to everyone.
Oh yeah, man. Yep. So
Thanks
again,
for a great show.
oh yeah, definitely. They did it, you all. And of course, don't forget, more Mario 3 Randomizer will be starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. on this very channel on Speed Gaming. The first of 4 races that are going to go on throughout the day tomorrow. Again, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's just over 10 hours from now. 10 hours and 6 minutes from now. All right.
Yep. And we got that tiebreaker tomorrow night of Group L. That's going to be hyped to watch.
As a matter of fact, we got a lot of people who haven't even started doing their racing in their groups yet. They do have until towards the end of the month, but so you might see those procrastinated races start to kick in, trying to scramble to organize times and whatnot. I ain't trying to DQ the whole doggone group now, but
I think I'm going to have my last 2 matches the last week.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So I could have, Calvin, practice a little since he hasn't had a chance. So I don't want to be on a fair advantage. So I want him to practice up a little so it'll be more fair. And
definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see what happens in the rest of these matches that we have.
Oh yeah, and I'm eagerly waiting to watch and check them out, man. It's going to be fun stuff. It's kind of the halfway point of our group setting, so. All right, y'all. So with that being said, more Mario 3 tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Of course, exclamation, you can check out the whole Speed Gaming schedule so you can plan your whole days accordingly. And with that being said, you all have a good night, good day, good anything. And we'll see y'all next time.
Yep, see you next time.
Hey, guys.